I'm going to finish this, and I'm not going to give any background on it. I'm going to just a little. My dad's Edward VIII. I'm legal heir to the British Crown. Queen Victoria II. My dad didn't marry Wallace Simpson. He married Claudia Ruth O'Keefe Windsor, and I've put that away already. Um, I've put all I'm going to put up today, and I wish it would be over so I never had to put any of it up again, that finally the law would work for me. Um, and I've put away um, my uncle, George VI, illegal, Elizabeth's illegal, Elizabeth II. Helped kidnap me. I was born in 41. He's here with, well, here he is, with Roosevelt and the family in 39, the year I was born, planning my kidnapping. Roosevelt had appointed Joe Kennedy ambassador to England 36 to 46. He was kicked out in 46. He helped in my kidnapping. The Rothschilds, Rockefellers, Bilderbergers, the New World Order that controls everything, your media, and all of it now. I was writing, I am going to give a little bit. My dad was married to Claudia Ruth O'Keefe all his life. When they stole his name and had him marrying Wallace Simpson, who married a double, and I don't have her picture here right at the moment. I did a minute ago, but evidently I do. It's right here. I'm going to give this and continue on what I was saying. That's a double. All of it a lie. His brother's illegal. They stole the crown and changed history. And this is my Aunt Georgia, sister to Claudia Ruth, my mom. The artist is Georgia. Now then, I was writing about mind control murders. I'd worked for doctors in 76 till April through the day of 80 when they put antifreeze in me. Almost killed me. I was illegally taken across the state line, and God knows what happened to me there that was illegal. I hope it's all told. It is so hideous. Jack Hartsfield, FBI and reporter for the Huntsville Times at the time, saved my life, so I'm not going to go any further on that. I will say this, Larry Flint was shot during that time, to give you a background on it. And I was doing the book on mind control. Now, he flew me out to his home. I'd never met him. In 83, when the doctor I wrote about, one of them, Congressman, U.S. Congressman, and he was a doctor at Piedmont Hospital, and I was writing about murders that happened there, the murders of Warren and Rosina Matthews. When Larry Flint was shot, I was writing about it. They had been gunned down, and part of it was because they knew too much, how deaths were made to appear of natural cause. It goes back to the Tesla files in 1930 that were stolen. The United States, this whole thing is a joke. It's built on the medical profession and drugs. The economy is, over all these years, why have they not, with all the research money, found a cure? Well, they had the cure since then, and that's the problem. I was writing about that, the deaths of Warren and Rosina Matthews, and I had a list of murders in patterns done by mind control that you could prove. They can create an illness, and they can cure it with mind control. The Tesla file, what was in that when they stole it. So anyway, that's all I'm going to say about it. There was lists. Jack had the list. Nobody would print it when he took it to the press. So it's so controlled. I want to finish this, if I can get it up here. I'm going to be redundant on this a little bit. I've told everybody I'm Victoria II, heir to the British Crown. And about the patterns and mind control. And this was meant for me to tell, I'm sure, or it wouldn't have been done. Mind control is invisible. These were done in patterns deliberately. And I'm going to say this. I've been made to move around because I'm allergic to chemicals. I have an immune disorder that's very sickening. I should have been able to live okay. It's been deliberate, and I've put up this is third tape today, and I'm not going to put up another one. If you care to go back and see where I'm coming from on it. And I've got a lot of them up. A friend gave me this to put it up because a lot doesn't work for me. They're involved in all this. But anyway, I want to get back to this. This was deliberately done, and it should be the end of it. I'm in Roanoke, lived on the Appalachian Trail since 92. I mean, I was run up and down the side of the road trying to leave, meet myself coming back. it's been a horrible life. I was blocked with jobs or anything, or shelter. So I lived up there and starved and froze. What else can I say? But a lot of the time, I always usually went up because the old trail off Mountain Pass was going toward the Blue Ridge Parkway, and a new one was later built. A couple, well, a new part to it around on Mountain Pass, but it's close to Lee Highway and the travel post office there. And sometimes I went up there. But the last years, I really camped off. I couldn't walk anymore from the inflammation, from being around chemicals. And I camped there a good bit, and so much was done there. The horror of people watching what happened to me and would do nothing. But anyway, last year, even after I got money and it was done to me, and I moved around, I was so sick, telling all this and the murders happening, the Virginia Tech shooting next door to me in Blacksburg, Virginia, Montgomery County, by the way, that fits into all this. And the guy's name, one of the main guys' names was Stack that got shot. And I'm going to leave it at that because the Aurora, Colorado with James Holmes, but there's lists. And Larry Flint, when I was out there, had a list. So anyway, I'm going to go to this. Last year I was put back in the position of didn't have any money because of this, not because I've always paid my rent. I've starved. I've eaten pasta sides at night, just have something in my stomach. So I really watched other people eat at McDonald's or eat, well, I haven't watched them eat fancy because I haven't been there. Anyway, I went out last year about May on the old trail where I used to go up on Mountain Pass. And they put formaldehyde, burned it, and just about killed me. And I fell and busted my rotary in both shoulders. I hurt both shoulders. Anyway, a lady came up after a few days named Angela. She helped. I had the money at that time. It would have been for me, and she took me back, and I paid a week back in Roanoke, and where I'd been. And she came with my camping gear a few days later. I didn't know her last name. I thought she was just a hiker. So then, January this year, I found the reason I called her again. I had her phone number. She came and got me and brought me back to Troutville. It's Motel 6, which had just been renovated off of Lee Highway there in Troutville. And she took me out to her home. I went out there, and I've been out there many times over the last months, and I've gone to church with her and met her family and everything. I've spent 2 nights in her home. And I was shocked to find that it's half a mile from where I met her last year. She lives on Mountain Pass Road, the entrance to the old trail I used all the time, and met her last year. By the way, I want to mention Nathan that helped me for 6 years with going to the market with transportation. Last time I saw him was there, a day after I met her. And then she come back and got me and brought me into Roanoke with my gear and got my gear. And here I'm back out there, and I'm shocked that she's on Mountain Pass. It's a name game, and synchronicity and timeline fits in the patterns. And this one proves it. They could not have put this together. There might have been some mind control used in it. I don't know. But more likely the agency doing this helped relocate them to that certain spot there on Mountain Pass, that house, from Asheville, North Carolina. And my understanding, they haven't sold that house yet. They moved here 4 years ago. And her name, I found, was Angela Queen. Well, that's kind of funny. I went to church with her, and somebody says, and this is Angela Queen, and this is Peggy Ann Childers. Well, I'm Queen Victoria II. Are you getting the point? It's so ludicrous. Well, her adopted daughters are Samantha. The name is so important in all this. And Samantha's biological sister, Rose, was adopted, too, into that family. And their last name is Samantha Castle Queen, and Rose Castle Queen. And Rose married a Nathan, not the same Nathan I'm talking about that helped me that I last saw last year, that lives on